Hi guys, Abigail from Gray & Co here again with your August Wembley Property Market update. And looking back over the last month, it's been a strange one. It's been up, it's been down, it's been hot, it's been cold, it's been dry, it's been wet. Yes, a bit like the English weather this month. So if we look at a bit of the data, at the moment there are 580 available properties on the market in Wembley, which is actually a slight reduction on last year because of the same month. This time last year, there were 655 properties available. Now the question is why? Is it because there's less stuff coming to market? Well, when you look at the level of new instructions, the answer to that question is no. Because actually in the month of August, there are 109 new instructions in Wembley compared to last year where there was 96. However, where that could be changing is the number of weeks that a property is staying on the market. So last year, we had 368 properties that had been on the market for over 12 weeks in August, whereas this time we've got 263 properties currently on the market that have been on the market for over 12 weeks. So that's telling us that less stuff is sitting on the market. So properties are getting sold quicker, and in terms of sales agreed, the numbers are quite stable. So last year in August, 38 sales were agreed, but this year 37. So looking at that data overall, now is a really great time to get your property on the market. One, because there's less competition than there was this time last year. Two, because of stamp duty. I know I keep talking about stamp duty. You're thinking, when is she going to stop talking about stamp duty? Well, when you listen to me, because now is a great time to put your property on the market. And if you do want to sell before next year, as I said last month, you need to be getting the property on the market now because you need to have a buyer by the end of the year. Otherwise, you're not going to complete by the 31st of March. And the last thing you want to do is be in a rush a couple of days before the 31st of March, completely panicking because your solicitor has not exchanged on your property yet. And now you're wondering whether you're going to get stuck trying to get over the finish line before the 31st of March, find you can't, and then have to find an extra 10 or 15,000 pounds from somewhere, which is money that's going to come out of your pocket, either making it impossible for you to complete on that sale, or possibly meaning you don't have as much money to make the alterations to what was going to be your dream home. So please don't put yourself in that situation. If you need any more advice on that particular point, then come and talk to me. I'm always available to help. So if we look at a few other stats in terms of average house prices, that's staying fairly consistent at the moment. Current average house price for sold properties in Wembley is 445,000. The majority of those were flats at 276,000 as an average price. Terraced houses next at 492,000. Semi-detached houses 551,000, and detached houses at a whopping 780,000. So I know where I'd like to be in that particular level of stats. And that's a 6% increase up on the last 12-month period. So that's gone down ever so slightly because last month it was a 7% increase. And then if we look at sold transactions, at this period last year, we had 348 properties that had sold during this period. Now we're at 229. So there's a little bit of catch up, as I said last month, where land registry is not updating their records as quickly. They're starting to get a bit ahead now, catching up with themselves, but there's still a difference of 119 properties. So the question is that because not enough stock's coming to market, not enough people are wanting to move, or is it just a backlog and part of a result of the frozen housing market? Probably a combination of the two. If we want to have a quick look at lettings, because I know last month I didn't talk very much about that. It's a different story on the lettings market. Currently, we've got 889 properties available for rent in Wembley in the month of August. Compared to last year, 529. That is a massive, massive increase. Now, the question is why? Why is that the case? So if we look at new instructions, there were 327 new instructions in August in lettings, whereas last year it was only 182. I suspect, and you guys, I'd love to hear what you've got to say on this, but I suspect it's to do largely with the build to rent sector. So over the last 12 months, 18 months, there have been some massive buildings that have gone up in Wembley, on the corner of the High Road, and then a few more in Wembley Park that have been built to rent, like the Uncle development and Signia as well. Specifically for people who want to basically move in with their suitcases. They're, fancy buildings. Uncle's got Beau concept furniture, All of the utilities are included, so people know exactly what they're going to pay, which sounds like a great idea on paper, really attractive for young professionals who are quite itinerant, moving around all the time. But the question is that what people want in Wembley? I'm not so sure that it is. Our experience at the moment is that it's 3-bedroom houses that are being very popular within the rental market. Families want to move out of living in flats because they want to live in more spacious accommodation, particularly if they live in a block where there's no communal space for them or private space. It's all well and good having a communal garden, but if you've got a family, a couple of young children, pets or anything, you want some space for them, don't you? You want private space where they're going to be safe. So at the moment, we're definitely seeing that 3-bedroom houses with decent gardens are the most popular property of choice for tenants. So that's a bit of a roundup of what's going on in the property market. I'd really love to hear what any of you have got to say. Any questions you've got, fire them at me. I'm always available to talk. Just message me, send me an email, whatever. I'm always around, always checking all the channels. So give me a call anyway. I've been Abigail. It's been your property update. See you next month. Bye.